Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video are a list of things that I, under no circumstances, will be convinced to buy, even after I end this no buy at the end of the year. So if you're new here or you haven't seen my face in a while, we've taken the channel in a different direction. Obviously, we're still calling it KW Shops, but this is the year of my no buy. I'm on a mission to do a no buy for this year, and here on YouTube, I want to kind of chronicle and unpack a lot of the behaviors of consumerism that I know that I fell into, and I also witnessed in others as working as a professional in the luxury resale industry. That's what we do here on the channel now. So I will admit KW Shops is kind of a misnomer, but I'm leaving it because I don't know what else to call. I don't know what else to call it. As you can see, like shopping was literally a part of my identity. That's why it's literally my channel name, and I am trying to make a break away from that, mentally as well as here on this channel. So if that's interesting, then please hit the subscribe button and definitely leave a comment down below of anything that you refuse to buy ever again or ever. As well as any thoughts or ideas that you have about consumerism and a lot of our consumerist behavior. With that, let's get started with what I'll never be convinced to buy. First up on my list is luxury activewear. No, guys. Now, I wrote out this list a long time ago, way before the tariff situation and the China trade war manufacturer TikTok whole embroilment happened, but the concept and idea of spending like nice stuff money on clothes that I'm just gonna sweat in is absolutely preposterous to me. I guess this is a good place to put in a disclaimer. I know that the type of audience that I have courted over the years loves the Lululemon and the Elo and the other ones, and that's fine, right? You know, it's not for me to justify for you or for anyone else like why you should or should not purchase the things that you do. We all have to make our own choices, and my choice for myself is that I can't spend money, like real money, on stretchy pants. So I absolutely do love to work out. I feel like I don't do it or get to do it as much as I should or would if things were different in life, but I love to work out and I love fitness classes. And I think that one thing that has changed is that like when I remember when I was in like my early 20s, about 10 years ago, we would buy art outfits to go to like the club or whatever. And I do find it interesting that like these days people are dressing up to go to Pilates. So it's just another iteration of that, and I find that very, very interesting. And yeah, and I don't want to make it seem like one is better than the other, because, you know, there was a really good chance that you buy a really fancy like designer clutch and then run the risk of someone spilling a drink all over it at a bar, or your shoes getting ruined, or, you know, your dress getting sweat through from dancing. People don't dance anymore. But again, I just find a very interesting parallel there between that and spending $100 or $200 on a two-piece set to go to your $35 Pilates class. And I don't think I really hear, I haven't heard anyone else make that connection before. Like it's like, I like to work out at home because, for one, where I live, I can't justify the prices to go to a lot of these classes regularly. And that's not to devalue like the labor and the skill and the expertise and the time of the people in the businesses. It's just, it's a lot of money. Like a yoga class used to be like $10 or $15, and now they're like 20 or 30, and then like the late or no-show fee is like $27 if you don't make it, and like, no. Oh my god, no. So I like to work out on my balcony. If I haven't mentioned already, there's an app that I use to work out for free. It's called Fit On. I'll leave it linked down below. And I work out on my balcony on my own time and do the workout in whatever, you know, tattered, pilled, worn out, see-through probably leggings that I've had for years, and that serves the purpose just fine for me. I think it is a problem that our clothes are sold so cheaply and made in the ways that they are, and the quality has decreased. I'm stuck between two places on this, because it is bad that to sell something for $5 a piece, it requires so much like exploitation and pollution and, I don't know, mismanagement of resources and stuff. But on the other hand, I can't spend $100 on stretchy pants. I want to talk more about like fast fashion in the future. I'm still compiling notes for that, so stay tuned. But like, I'm of two minds. Like on the like, somewhere in the middle it has to meet, I think. But ultimately, like, I think most of us probably don't need 20 pairs of stretchy pants. I'll speak for myself. I probably have 20, no, I probably have like 10 sports bras and probably like 20 to 25 pairs of leggings. And I would say that most people probably don't need that, right? But yeah, it's just something I struggle with, because I'm just admitting in this time that I don't have an answer to that, but I know that the answer is not buy Lululemon leggings for $100. That can't be the answer. I'm out on anything celebrity or influencer branded ever. I don't need another hair care launch from someone who made their money from singing or acting, who, like me, wears wigs. No. Celebrities like can absolutely miss me with their skincare line. Am I getting this right? The wife of a pop star has a makeup brand. Why do we need this? We don't need this. We don't need this. So yes, I mean skincare lines, I mean clothing brands, I mean makeup, hair care, just like we have begun to understand in a more robust capacity from the TikTok unveiling. These cosmetics, they just slap a label on them. Like, especially like, don't get me wrong, I totally rock with Beyonce and Tracee Ellis Ross and all of these people, but like, I want to say I went into Target and Tracee Ellis Ross's her leave-in condition, or no, it was like leave-in or gel was like $45. Like what? This is not going to be the video where I shit on the beauty industry, but I cannot stress enough that like, I have tended to notice that my hair does not tend to look any different based on the products that I use for the most part. My texture is my texture. It's going to do what it does. And spending more money on it is not going to like really impact or affect the outcome in any significant way. So with that said, you can't charge $40 for a leave-in conditioner. That's absurd. I will say that I did make a small exception for when Rihanna came out with her Fenty beauty cosmetic line, because at the time, I don't know if like a lot of you guys probably remember, at the time it was literally pioneering to have that range of skincares set as the standard for the brand and available at like and available so widely. I bought my my Fenty line when I was in London in maybe like probably 2017 or so, because it wasn't available yet here or something, and it was really cool at the time to see a line of a whole bunch of girls with a varying array of skin tones and everyone getting matched to their exact color, and that was awesome. But that's not because I love Rihanna. Do you understand? And that's to say that the product had a very clear purpose and it was addressing needs of an underserved market. Like this is like deliberately business economics 101, like of why to buy a product. The reason not to buy a product is because she slaps her name on it. And really quickly, I'm gonna throw it back to another celebrity brand that actually was addressing the market. Do you remember Apple Bottoms by Nelly? Maybe it was a weird kind of like crossroads, like I guess rapper who likes butts and women who wear clothing. I don't know. The purpose initially of those jeans was to address in a major way like pants that could accommodate a more like a wider or larger waist to hip ratio than most pants were designed to do. And that's something that's innovation, and I will always support that. But what I can't support is my husband is rich, buy my lip gloss. No, that's out. So I guess I've kind of always felt this way. Like I've always felt like detached away from celebrities. I've never been a person to invest myself in any celebrity or any singer, like, you know, past the age of like, I don't know, middle school. But what I will say about like the things that I consumed or the things that I would buy, like when I would buy those things, I don't necessarily, it was never my intention, never my goal, or never my hope for them to have like a really direct association to another person. Like I bought the things that I wanted to have for myself and as perhaps maybe a reflection of my own taste and my own preferences. Not because I want to link myself in some way to like, again, I hate to keep calling out Rihanna, but like Rihanna and her life are irrelevant to me, right? But I still use the contour stick. Yeah, I really don't want my things to generate like a high level of association to another person. That's weird to me. I don't know. And for people who are not like experts in their field and selling something relative to that, especially since we know that cosmetics are, especially because we know how relatively inexpensive it is to manufacture cosmetics. Like, we don't need another celebrity brand. We just don't. We don't need that. I don't need that. And I will never be persuaded into buying something that is persuaded into buying a celebrity branded anything. Honestly, I can't. Yeah, I know I haven't really talked about beauty and cosmetics a lot on this channel. My main focus was the designer goods industry, but I guess that also too likens it back into, like, what that does remind me of is how I view brands like differently, like Louis Vuitton and Gucci versus like Chanel and Dolce & Gabbana. Like, for me, and I think this is also evident in how they market themselves, like Louis Vuitton is a brand. Gucci is a brand. There was, like, yes, Louis Vuitton literally is a person's name, but they didn't use a part of the man's motif as like, yeah, like that wasn't a fixture. His motif was not a fixture in the branding, whereas with Coco Chanel, it absolutely was. Like, the story, to the extent that we're gonna believe brand stories going forward, we're gonna have to put that away for later. The story and the heritage of the brand was about like the craftsmanship and like the history of the products. It wasn't about the person. Whereas one thing that I found that I really was definitely like not into about Chanel was that how much of the brand was about who she was as a person. Dolce & Gabbana are Dolce and Gabbana. Like, they're two people and they're still alive to tweet, which, Google it. Yeah, the association with those brands is more to do with the people themselves. Well, more so in Coco Chanel's case, but, and yeah, I guess that when I do buy things going forward in the future, like, I don't want those things necessarily to be attached to another person, be they the designer or someone else who's known for wearing those things. No. No, Louis Vuitton is a brand, Chanel is a person. That makes sense, but not how I said it. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Okay, next up that I will never be influenced by ever again is supplements. I've read into this pretty extensively to the extent that I'm capable, and when they say that when they put that little disclaimer there that these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, what that means is that there's no guarantee that any of the claims that these companies make are true, are possible, make sense. Like, a lot of the branding uses words like vitality and fortifies, and like, those are not medical terms, and they're intentionally vague. And I do find it interesting, and I wonder, and yeah, this is a question that I would pose to people in other countries that actually have like affordable and reliable access to healthcare, because in this country we don't. Like, I think that there is something telling about the fact that we don't have like broad access to the healthcare that we need, and we try to find solutions from places that would like to have our money. I think it's a huge problem, and again, I don't know what the supplements industry looks like in England, where they have the, what is it called, the National Health, NHS, or in other places where their healthcare makes sense. But like I said, I just think that there's got to be a connection between the problems that we're having here in this arena and the lack of affordable, accessible healthcare. But back to supplements, they're not regulated well. They don't have to actually like say things that are true or scientific or have any basis in nutrition or science. And given that, I think that they don't make a compelling reason to purchase. And I will not be purchasing any supplements going forward. Auto ship or subscribe and save? Absolutely not. Like, there is no good reason that a consumer product, like a tangible product, needs to be on subscription. I don't know what the future holds of my usage for this product necessarily, and I know where and how to buy it when I need it. I cannot imagine like paper towels just showing up at my door automatically. Like, once again, this is another example of a solution in search of a problem. I know how to buy more paper towels. I can order them on Target or on Amazon or on Walmart or whatever, and they make the transaction process so easy to go do it. You press a couple of buttons, there's even a buy it now, that I don't understand the market of people who automatically want more paper towels. I don't automatically want more things. I want to have an assessment of what my needs are before I repurchase something. Don't just automatically repurchase it. And I'm even getting away from the idea of buying stuff because it's on sale even when I do use it. I'm just trying to make a concerted habit for the future of what my actual needs are in the moment. My mom, for example, was telling me about like a hair product company that wants to like charge a certain amount for like the trial size, but like you have to have a subscription in order to buy it. And it's like, listen, I understand that running a business is difficult, but how are you supposed to subscribe to products that you haven't tried yet? Please explain me that. I've obviously had my brushes with overconsumption of hair products, my 45 bottles of Aussie Smooth that are sitting upstairs in my bathroom. No subscriptions. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? You're gonna have a subscription to a product that you're running a trial on and you haven't used up the full amount. No. This one is wearable tech and smart home devices. No, I actually, okay. In this time, I'm trying to craft ways to get away from my screen. You will not convince me to attach the screen to my body, right? Like, I know a lot of you have an Apple Watch and you like it for whatever reason, but that's not for me and it never will be. I want to be able to walk away from my phone, away from it entirely. I don't need notifications at all times. I would like to choose to hold this thing and see what it has in store, and then put it down and put it away so that I can focus and go do other things. Like, the idea of strapping it to my body just literally like fills me with anxiety and dread. But yeah, the same goes for the smart home devices. I like Alexa and the Google thing. I never understood who or what this was for. What I said at the time and what I stand by today is that like we already have a device that does that. Why do we need a second one? Why do we need a device that can listen to us? Like, I don't need to yell from across the room, like, order more paper towels so it can charge my credit card. I don't understand who needs that. Who needs that? Who actually feels like they benefit from being able to shout across the room to complete a transaction? Like, if you really can't walk over to your phone and add it to your cart and place the order, like, how necessary of a purchase is that? I'm sure, yes, it does do other things, but the fact that it is just sitting there waiting to be dictated to, like, I know how to control the volume of my speakers. I have a remote for my TV. I think the smart home devices are oversold, and I will never be convinced to buy one. I will not have one in my home, or literally attached to my body. Just the idea of that just gives me like the chills. So yeah, those are a couple of the things that I have no sights on after this no buy is over. You're not gonna get me in designer sportswear. We don't need another celebrity brand, and put the screens down for like 20 minutes at a time. I promise you won't miss anything. But anyways, thanks so much for watching this. Please comment yours down below of anything that you have, like, or your experience, or your experience of being influenced to purchase some of these things. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I did try Pattern Beauty. I found it at like Marshall's or something, and you know what? For as much money as it cost, what I'm gonna say is that I didn't like the consistency and I hated the smell. There's a quick de-influence for Pattern Beauty to any of you who have made it this far in the video. Expensive, doesn't smell good, and not good for detangling. But with that, I'm gonna leave it here. No clothes for any reason 2025. Follow along for more journeys on my no buy and more info about and the process of unpacking consumerism. So with that, I'll leave it here and I'll see you guys in my next one.